Welcome everyone out there. Hope you're ready for a night of fun as the Totally Online Gaming Group does its 5th edition D&D game of our Blackest Heart campaign. We have a couple quick announcements tonight. One, for all of you who are out there and watching that are into streaming on Twitch and trying to get better, get your channel better, like I am, and trying to make your content better, I recommend looking for Ashen Christ, ASHINCHRIST, and I've left a link to her Twitch channel in the chat. She is awesome. Got a lot of great advice that I saw from her videos, both on her Twitch channel, and she also posts them on YouTube. So check those out, and you guys can get a lot of good advice to help advance your stream to the next level. Also want to remind everyone, as I said last week, on October the 5th, which is a Saturday, at noon, we will be doing a In the Beginning, name of a new series that I'll be streaming on the channel that deals with advice for beginning dungeon masters, working on their very first game, first campaign, or even subsequent ones, where we explore some of the different things that a new dungeon master should probably have in their little toolbox to help make a good game a great game. Beyond that, no other advertisements or announcements, so we are going to begin The Blackest Heart. All right, we're back, everyone, and let's do a quick recap of what happened last week. As some of you may remember, the party had a very interesting morning as Oak chased into the ravine while it was still raining out, and the rest of the party followed afterward. When they got to the ravine, they found a nice little cave in the wall of the ravine and decided to go and check it out. Inside, just a few dire wolves. But thanks to some very interesting roleplay on behalf of the players and some interesting moves their characters made, as well as some lucky die rolls, what could have ended up in a very brutal and bloody battle actually became some possible new friends. After that, the party continued on their journey towards Asteron, attempting to go around the lake rather than across it, as some of the party seemed not too keen on the idea of being on the water. When they finally, a few days later, managed to make it to the other side of the lake and back towards where the Spire River is connected on the west end of the lake, which you can actually see right, if you see that lake right there where it says Spire River, it's on the west side or left side of that lake. They ended up making camp for the night, and while they were resting peacefully, with only one on watch and a companion hanging out next to her, Dalian all of a sudden came under attack and raised the alarm, as goblins began to fire from the darkness of the woods upon the party. Some quick hits, some devastating blows, a couple bites here and there, and some arcane magic flying left and right. Had the goblins defeated an injured Father Dimspoon, and the party not the best off. Some of them hurt quite a bit, but triumphant, with only one goblin left. Little one calling himself Oog, who was now torn between should I stay or should I go, as two of the party members have given him conflicting instructions. And that's where we start back up. Dalian and Rhea, you are both up right basically in Oog's face as he stands there with his arms raised, looking at both of you, almost with tears in his eyes, not knowing what to do.
Didn't Oak try to kill him?
You missed horribly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
know.
missed.
He
yes.
tried.
Oak tried, but Oak did
he would
miss
be
at that.
too.
Yes, but no, the Oak did a pretty big number on their boss though, as did Zoran. So those two took him down pretty hard. So you two are currently up in Oog's face. The rest of you, if you remember, I can see you would have been up and about as well during the battle, figuring out what's going on. Zoran, you were kind of walking away from that, and Oak, you had just, I believe, finished off the goblin boss at that point. So you're all still within the camp, except for Dahlia and Rhea are kind of on the outskirts, just 5-10 feet into the forest itself, where Oog is.
No, don't kill me. Don't kill me. I'll go. I'll stay. Whatever you want, just let me. I don't know.
If we just let the guy go, he can at least tell the others to leave us alone. However, by making him work for us, goblins are horrible liars. He won't last 5 minutes.
But we can use him as a meat shield. Like, who's to
And
say
then we
he's not
have
going to try to go get revenge?
And then we have tribes of goblins coming after us if we keep him as a slave, which is what you're essentially suggesting.
I mean, I think they'd eventually realize they were going to die, so I don't think they would.
Can Oak go up to Oog
Sure.
and pick him up? Because Oak is still very angry. He's calmed down from his rage, but he's still very mad.
Okay. So Oak walks up to your little conversation and just picks up Oog by the scruff of the neck, which not very hard. I mean, he's a goblin. He doesn't weigh very much, and Oak's pretty strong. So
And Oak is just going to tell him, tell your boss, or whoever sent you, or whatever, to never mess with this group ever again. Otherwise I will rip their spine out through their nose. Got it?
Thank you.
And he
That'll
just
tickle.
kind of chucks them gently away, and just lets them scramble off into the forest.
okay, so Oak tosses Oog a little ways, who lands in a bush, and you see him get up, and then very, very quickly, he's gone. Just like that. Didn't take him long to scurry off into the woods. Now it's still...
He's going to
Oh, go ahead.
take, like, a step forward to, like, the forest, and then pass out.
Okay. You guys notice that Rhea, as she basically, as she's stepping forward, she falls down. She looks as if she was just physically drained. And Dalian, you're right there, and so are you, Oak. So you would notice she looks like she is physically drained as she just basically collapses.
Dalian would just turn and go back towards the tent, because she still has a bleeding shoulder.
Yep.
So, she really doesn't care.
And I'll ask the Munchkin if she's okay.
Yeah, Oak will bend down and try to gently pat her back.
Okay, she's out cold.
Huh.
She's absolutely out cold. Now, while this is going on, it is still probably about 2-3 in the morning. So you guys have had some rest, but not a lot. You haven't had a full night's sleep yet, and some of you are injured. So, what do you do at this point?
I'll head back to my bed and get some sleep.
All right. Anyone
Dahlian's
else?
just Dahlian's just going back to the tent to try and tend to her own shoulder and keep an eye on the father.
Okay.
Oak is gonna put Rhea in the sack she usually sleeps in when they're traveling.
Okay.
Because he knows that's a spot she likes,
Yep.
and she won't mind waking up in it. So he just kind of puts her in there, and then he goes back to bed.
All right. I can see.
I look around, I see that things have calmed down. Nothing is requiring my attention any further, and I go back into my box tent.
All right. So eventually, after the excitement of the middle of the night, you all manage to find sleep again. And morning comes around and you wake up. When you wake up, you notice that the horses seem to be gone.
God damn it.
And the bard too.
Wait, did I put Rhea on the
Yeah,
horse?
I don't know, did you?
you put her in one of the bags, which is on the
I
horse.
put her in one of the bags. I mean, I put her on the horse.
The bags are on the horse.
Maybe I took the bag
Peeps.
off the horse.
Well, you didn't quite say that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Well, good job. Thank you.
Rhea,
Yep.
you wake up. You're in a familiar place. The bag again.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear the horse just seems to be kind of walking along. You're not getting jostled a lot, so it feels like maybe a slow walking pace, maybe even stopping occasionally, and then walking a little bit. But right now, you're in the bag and can't see anything.
I would poke my head out just to see, how our travels are going.
All right. As you poke your head out, you look around and you don't see the campsite, which, well, you're traveling, so obviously, you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah,
Nobody woke you up to help, put the tents away, but that's normal.
yeah, that's fine. That's not out of the ordinary.
No, no. But what is out of the ordinary is that nobody else is there. There's just you in this bag, sticking your head out, and the pack horse. And it
Right.
seems to be taking a few steps, and then putting its head down and grazing a little bit, and then it'll take a few more steps. And it just seems to be kind of plodding along a little bit at a time.
I would go back into the sack and try to figure out what my next move is, and I gotta go pick up my food.
All right.
They're outside.
All right. Okay, so back at the campsite, that's what you notice. The horses are not there.
Dahlian would instantly just look at the others and ask, whose job was it to tie the horses down last night? Because I wasn't on first watch, so it wasn't me.
This is all Oak. And Oak just kind of, he looks at his feet for a second. He's really kind of bashful about this. And he kind of slowly raises his hand like, I think I did that. Sorry.
All right.
The horse had all of the food and supplies. And we have no way to move the father
Still
now.
on for us.
And we have no way to move an injured father now.
My back.
You notice Father Dimspoon has gotten up, and he's mobile. He can move around. He's like, you know, don't yes, don't worry about me. I'm uh I'm okay now. I just wait, where are the horses?
Oak didn't tie down the horses.
I'm sorry.
He goes, but I did.
Oh God,
And
thank you. It wasn't me.
he walks over to the tree where the horses were tied, and he's like, but it was right here. I know I tied them. I tied them well.
Are
Oh,
any of the ties for the horses cut?
Give me a perception check.
Why do I have to do a perception check for that?
Meanwhile, Oak,
Part of the game.
he doesn't really care that the horses are gone. He's just happy that he didn't cause this.
Yes, Dalian, you notice that there actually is a bit of rope left on one of the branches. Seem to be tied. It's tied around there, and it looks like the end of that rope was. It's a nice smooth break. So it was definitely cut by something sharp. It wasn't. It didn't like fray off and break away. So this was
Are
definitely
there
cut.
any of the javelins from the goblins around?
Yeah, you actually see a couple in that direction. You see the javelin, a couple javelins from the goblin boss, but you also see several arrows. Some are embedded in that tree. Some are embedded in your tents, which you just kind of had them in there last night. There were some on the ground. I mean, they were firing all over at you. Not the greatest of accuracy, but they got a couple lucky hits.
Which includes the horses' reins.
Yep, looks to be that way.
Is their leader still stuck with that javelin in the ground?
Oh
He's
yes.
dead.
Oh yes.
Cool. We didn't move that great.
No, you guys didn't move any of the body. You've got goblin corpses kind of as a perimeter around the campsite a little bit. They're in the woods a
Board
little.
everything off.
Yeah. Yeah, it,
Sleeping around dead
you,
bodies.
you're
Wouldn't be the
not
first time.
you're noticing a bit of a smell this morning.
Wouldn't be the first time.
So you see with that perception check as well, Dalian, that it looks like the horses kind of took off down towards the river itself. You're seeing some hoof prints here and there, kind of right around the tree, and then it looks like towards the river. And they couldn't have gotten too far. It depends on when they started moving. And were they running? Were they walking? Who knows?
Dalian would turn to the father and ask, how loudly can you whistle at the moment?
Uh, never been very good at whistling, actually. I can yell, if that helps.
Oak, can you whistle?
Oh, sure. And he whistles really loudly.
All right, so Oak, you give a whistle.
Yes.
All right. You don't hear much. Just nice loud whistle. No real responses.
Of course the horses were trained.
Why would they be? It's just basically a simple riding horse and a pack horse.
That means you still have to train the horse. You can't just
Eh.
ride a non-broken horse.
Well, yeah, they can be broken, but doesn't mean they're trained to whistle commands.
Well then, whoever had that horse didn't take care of it properly.
From Dalian's vast horse experience in the Underdark.
No, that's just me. That's just me.
Did we? Would that rest have counted as a long rest? Because I'd like all my.
Yes,
sure.
yes. You guys, no, you guys get a long rest. Thank you for reminding me. So
Yay,
go ahead,
I'm not
go ahead,
dead.
yeah, go ahead and click on that on your D&D Beyond sheet, and that should reset all your stuff.
Yay!
Make sure you
I'm not
click.
almost.
Yeah, make sure you click on it, and it's gonna ask you, "Are you sure?" Like continue or confirm. So make sure you do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it won't go through. All right. So that's where you're currently at. You've got your campsite. Uh, got to pack that up, but nowhere to put everything, as the horse that normally has everything on it is not there, and neither is the other one.
So, who's drawing straws to go look for the horses? I
I'll do
say,
it.
I was about to say, the animal handler and the wood elf. I'm good with caves and mountains. I'm not good with forests.
Alright, I'll go try to track him down.
Okay.
I'll go with them.
All right? You two go. You start heading uh, and down towards the river where Dalian kind of showed you she saw some tracks heading that way. So you start heading down that way, and both of you go ahead and give me either both of you roll survival checks, or you guys designate one of you to roll survival with advantage.
I'll give
I'll
her
do
the
oak.
advantage.
Okay.
All right, so roll survival with advantage. That's a good one. All right, so you can easily pick up the tracks of the horses. And as you're heading towards the river, the land is actually going down at an angle. You guys were up kind of at a higher elevation, and the river is at a lower elevation from where you are, and so you're heading down towards the actual river valley and the river itself. And you come around a bend, and there you see the pack horse is about 40, 50 feet in front of you, just walking a little bit and grazing, walking a little bit further and grazing. But you see no sign of the other horse or the bard.
Well, we have one horse.
Okay, but did the other horse have any supplies? I'm just curious.
No, other horse was pretty much just carrying the bard.
Okay, cool.
Oak grabs the reins of the horse, or whatever he can, to guide the horse back to the camp.
All right, so you guys bring the horse back, and you hear a munching sound as you're dragging the horse back up.
She was eating all the food, I swear to God.
And if you care to investigate, you would see Rhea in the sack you placed her in, and she's just having a small little breakfast, and she's just munching away on it.
Yeah.
You know, her typical little breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys get back to the campsite with the others, and you've got your pack horse again. But you have lost the riding horse, as well as the bard. And
We have one horse.
yeah, and Father
Smell.
Dimmspoon comes to you, Zoran, and Oak, and says, "But did you see the other horse? I mean, where's the horse with the bard? Where's he?"
Eh.
He got away.
He Oak just shrugs.
Oh dear. All right.
Look at it this way, Father. We still have the stone, we have the pack horse, so we have our
Yes.
supplies at least.
Hopefully we will come across it.
Is there something important you're not telling us?
No,
If not-
no. I'm just. Well,
If
he
not,
can't help
then it's
it.
the circle of life.
This can't help him now, and I could use it. And you see him put his hands together, say a little prayer, and his hands glow a little bit, and he puts it on his chest, and the wound he suffered before that you gave him the healing potion for last night, Dalian. It was still there. It was bandaged up pretty good when he was up and about, but you could tell it was hurting him. Now he seems like he's got his full motion back, and he seems good. He's like, I was saving that to use on the bard, but we have no idea where he is. It's not going to do him any good, and I won't do him any good either if I'm, can't keep up with the group and find him.
Dalian, at hearing he was saving the healing for the bard, would actually flick the side of the father's head lightly and tell him you really should be focusing on your own life, not those that don't matter. Especially since you're the healer of the group.
I just got this healing this morning. I'd used everything up every morning to keep that bard from dying.
But
I
I mean,
still
like, if
stand
we
by
die,
focus
we
on your own
die.
life.
Like, Oak just comes up, he's just like, if we die, we die. I mean, man, it's a circle of life. There's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta go with it.
We die, dice.
All right, so you guys have your pack horse now, and you have everything else. And I assume you're heading back out towards Asteron?
Yeah.
Yes, no? All right.
Yes.
So you're
Dalian,
continuing on. Yes, go ahead.
Dalian would actually want to ask, I can see if among his weird trinkets he has like tripwire or whatnot.
No.
No, nothing. No bells, no rope, absolutely nothing that could be
Well,
used as
I've
an
got
alarm
50 feet
system.
of rope. Remember, we have
Oak
the
once
rope.
again raises his hand,
Plenty of rope.
and he waits until he's called on.
Oak's got rope.
Yes, Oak.
I have a hunting trap.
Do you have more than one?
No.
Do we have anything we can use to make a lot of noise if we were to tie it to said rope?
Well, I've got a thing where I
I
can
mean, you can
put
tie
some
it to me
wire
and
around
I'll
a
scream. The
perimeter,
rope is done.
and I'll get the noise in my head.
That works, because I don't feel like getting another javelin to the shoulder.
It looks good on you.
Yes, because blood and suffering always looks wonderful on a drow.
On you in particular.
Just makes you look tough.
I feel like I can't move my arm.
What are you talking about? I can move my arm perfectly fine. I got stuck with a javelin. And our Oak just starts waving his arm wildly.
Watch him hit the father.
Yes, and Oak kicks, and Oak smacks Father
Yes.
Spoon, who stumbles a little bit and just looks back at Oak and goes, "Oh boy." And I have to remember to keep clear of that one sometimes. Very big. Alright, so you guys are continuing on towards Asteroid. Are you going to continue to follow the Spire River, or are you going to try any different path through the forest or anything like that? It's entirely up to you guys.
I would think we should still follow the river, and then we can follow the beach down to the city based on how the map is showing it. Because if we try to cut through the forest, it could be easy to get turned around or jumped again.
Yeah, but then again, you've got someone who's really good with just the lay of the land, and he's probably been through it a couple times.
I stand by getting jumped again.
Yeah, but you have a giant wolf man with 23 hit points.
That clearly didn't help
what's
the
that?
night prior.
What's a hit point? How did you get 23 of them?
Barbarian
Life
for the win.
experience.
Alright, so you guys, does it all going to follow the river then? Does it sound like that's the plan, or you...
River.
Any other votes?
River.
Always have a supply of fresh water.
Alright. Sounds like it's unanimous. So you all continue on along the river. You guys are...
Someone should take the sack and just throw her in the water and wake her up.
So as you are continuing along the river, you are going from basically right at this point here, and you're heading
Looking at the screen.
along this way. Okay. And as you are coming through, your first couple days of travel, nothing much happens. You have relatively reasonable weather. You are following along the river. You're keeping it on your right-hand side as you go. You have lots of forest. It's pretty thick in here and quite hilly. It's not very big hills, but there are quite a few hills through here, so you don't have a straight line of sight all the way along the path. There's just a lot of obstruction between the hills and all the trees of the forest. But eventually on the second day from the point you left at here. So right about here on the near the river, you guys everyone give me a perception check, please.
Hey! I got a 24.
All right. So let's see here. And just waiting on Rhea's roll as well. So Rhea sees the
I mean,
inside of
it's
the
fair.
bag.
She's still in the sack.
Yep, she sees the inside of the bag. So that's good. But Zoran and Dalian, both of you notice in the distance, and this is about midday, but you notice in the distance, it looks like a relatively decent amount of smoke is rising up from the tree line, quite a ways ahead of you. It looks like a column of it, black smoke. And
I'm sorry.
oh boy,
I'm sorry, but only the elves see this.
mm-hmm. That is true. The elves are the only ones.
Go
So
team
that
elves.
instantly popped in my head.
What do your elves eyes see?
I'm sorry. I'm easily amused at times.
No problem. No problem. So you see this smoke rising up, dark black smoke, pretty thick. You would estimate that it's probably a good 200-300 feet away from your current position. But it looks like a decent amount.
Well, somebody lit the forest on fire. That sucks.
From the amount of smoke, if they pointed this out, would Oak be able to tell if it was a forest fire?
Well, just based on how thick
Give
and dark it
me
is, that's normally
yes,
forest burning.
yes, but you might know that, but Dalian wouldn't necessarily. Oak, you may.
Knowledge.
Oak, give me a survival check.
But that's just common knowledge.
Maybe common knowledge for you, but not common knowledge for your drow, who has spent most of her life in the Underdark.
Coming from the man who's also like, but you spent a good amount of time on the surface, so you should know these things.
A couple things. Yeah, you're not
I
necessarily
am
trained in
literally
forest
using that
lore.
against you.
That's fine.
How
You're
is
not
that forest lore?
because how again reasons we can discuss that out of game later. But
How is that
all right,
forest lore?
so Oak, you are not sure if this
He just knows
is.
it's smoke.
Yeah, just know it's smoke. You're not sure if it's a forest fire or what it is.
For the person who's supposed to have a memory of the lay of the land, you're not doing a very good job on your
You
lay
know
of the
what? He's
land.
not very smart, okay? And he's very aware of this, and he's trying his hardest.
Can I look at it and see if I could tell, being a wood elf?
Absolutely. Do you have survival as
Do not.
you do not? Then in that case, give me just an intelligence check.
Intelligence check. Let's do that.
Yeah. Good enough. You would say it's either a forest fire or because of its what it seems to be kind of localized, the amount of smoke and it doesn't seem to be spreading out like a long path. That it's either a forest fire that is just beginning and is intense in one small area and hasn't grown to encompass a large area, or it's something else that's burning.
With Ike's background in engineering, would this be something he might be able to understand with
Hey.
familiar with smokestacks and
Yeah.
contained fires?
Actually, you know what? I am gonna allow you to do either a history check or an intelligence check. Your choice, whichever is gonna be better for you.
Just a heads up, very loud yapping.
Yeah, I warned you. The dogs may be.
5.
Doesn't
Nope,
matter.
nope.
Not paying attention.
You're not sure. You're not sure.
Oh, wait! Question! So,
Yes.
not knowledgeable with force and whatnot. However, drows are known to pillage and destroy multiple surface villages as well as forests and everything else just for the sake of destruction. So wouldn't you know that?
Perhaps. Give me an intelligence check.
Oh god. Please don't fail me. Hang on. Slowly but surely. I'm trying to figure this out. Give me a second.
It's gonna be /R space 1d20 plus whatever your intelligence modifier is.
I have +1 modifier.
Grasping at burning straws.
I have an 8.
An 8. No, you are not sure. Okay, so it looks like Rhea apparently climbs out of the sack. There she is. And she's bouncing around a lot because she was on the horse still.
Yeah, that's totally what it was.
All right. So you look and you see, and everyone is kind of pointing up at what looks to be a fairly dark black column of smoke.
Cool.
Fairly sizable, but it's not taking up your whole field of vision, but it's looks like a sizable column of dark black smoke coming from about 200-300 feet away somewhere. You can basically see it over the tree line, but you can't see the source of it.
Are there any villages nearby now that I think about it? Like any
Not that you
additional
know.
villages?
Not that you know of.
Would the father know?
You can
Or
ask
Oak?
him.
Would Oak know?
Mister, I know about all the land.
All right, Oak, go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Oh god.
Oh no.
That is an oh no.
When she's done with this, can I just go over there and look?
Nothing popped up.
Yeah,
Of course.
absolutely you can. Absolutely you can.
We
I
can
would
sit and
follow
speculate how
Zoran.
we want. Why don't we just go and look at it?
It's the
'Cause I
best
don't
way to
wanna
figure
deal
out
with
what
it.
something is. Go and look for yourself.
All right. You doing all right there, Oak? There we go.
Yes.
Okay, you're not sure. You're not sure.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
So, Zoran, I can see. Do you guys start leading the way to go take a look?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
find
Why
out.
are we walking towards the Fiery Doom? Nothing ever good comes from Fiery Doom.
Right,
Does it
he'll follow.
make
Anything come from Fiery Doom that is great. Everything that is made of metal comes from Fiery Doom.
If it's people in need, we could take advantage. and
Didn't
get
we just
paid.
leave a place of Fiery Doom?
Yes,
So why are we going back to a Fiery Doom?
Because we might could
because
get
we want to
paid
find out
of
what the
it.
Fiery Doom is.
Why? Why do we have to be curious? Why can't we just continue on our way?
This is how we learn,
Because
by being
sometimes
curious.
curiosity may have killed the cat, but
All right.
satisfaction brought it back.
I
There
don't
you
feel like
go.
I'm satisfied at the moment.
Well, it looks like I can see Zoran and Rhea have already started walking that way.
Oak is gonna go too. He's curious.
All right, Oak continues that way, and
Dahlia's just standing there at this point next to the father going, why? Why is everything always, oh, let's go look at the thing that might kill us! Every time! It's always
says-
every
Kill the
time!
cat.
it's in the direction we're traveling anyway. We might as well take a peek from
Or a
from
detour
cover.
and avoid it.
Or just take a peek from cover. And he starts leading the pack
At this
horse.
point, Valiant's just standing there like this, not. I'm so sick of everybody already, and just follows after them.
All right.
Smoke has
After
gotten so thick it has obscured our vision of Rhea.
mhm, it looks like it. Yeah, she's it's got a gray smoke at low level on the ground. That's you can't see Rhea, and she's covered with it. No, so as you are continuing to walk in that direction, as you're getting closer, you're starting to get some glimpses through the trees, and it looks like they open up into a clearing. Not a very big one, but there's a clearing, and in the center area of that clearing, you can kind of make out what look to be a couple small buildings, and they are just engulfed in flames.
See, this is what I meant. Fiery Doom. Why did we have to go look at the Fiery Doom?
Maybe there are people in there who don't want to be in the fiery doom, and we could help them get out of the fiery doom.
If they die, that's their own damn fault. It's not that hard to smell
Oh, that's
smoke
right.
and
You're a
run.
drow. I walk in towards the fiery doom.
Towards the Fiery Doom.
All
I
right.
told you, I will make you afraid of the gnome.
It's not that I'm afraid of the gnome. The gnome is entertaining.
The gnome is the brave one.
The gnome is the brave. Of course, the tiniest person out of all of us has the most bravery.
I wouldn't
Um,
say he's the tiniest. The,
He's literally the
child-
shortest.
Is
well,
he?
the
How
child
tall is he?
halfling- The child halfling.
Because halflings are taller than gnomes.
Yeah, but she's 13.
She's still a halfling.
Yeah, but she's not a full-grown halfling then.
I still stand by it.
Yeah.
Okay, so how tall as I can see?
3'2".
How
I'm
tall is...
2'8". I win.
There you go.
I could literally punt you across the field. This gives me so many more possibilities.
But you won't.
Can I put out the flames slowly but surely with control flames?
They are way too big for control flames to have that kind of an effect. Control flames
Well, I meant
really
like
only deals with like small things like candle or torchlight or a
Besides,
small
are we
flame
even
like
actually
that.
near the water anymore at this
You
point?
are. You are. You guys are still the river actually flows past this clearing that you're seeing up ahead, but you guys are still a good
No, fireman.
you're still a good 50 feet away from the burning structures. You're still within the trees. You haven't actually entered the clearing yet. But it,
Diane's just gonna stand there with her arms crossed, like she's not dealing with this.
all right. But it looks like, just by a quick count, that there seem to be about 4, maybe 5 small buildings in total in this area. Excuse me. So 4, maybe 5 small buildings. Possibly they were houses, but you're just not quite sure. You can kind of see that the land around is obviously had some tilling done to it and planting, and that's what the area is cleared out. But right now, it just looks trashed. Mostly the structures themselves.
So
How much you want to
doesn't
bet goblins?
look like they were inhabited recently then.
It looks like they could have been, but it
It
looks
looks
like
more like they
something.
were starting to try and make a village.
You could make that assumption if you wish.
Easy picking.
And I can see you said you were heading towards them, so I want you to give me a perception check.
He sees nothing and everybody dies.
All right,
I'm curious too.
all right. So if you're following, I can see. Then give a perception check as well. I can see. Andrea, you both see as you are getting closer to these flaming buildings. The nearest one to you, the doorway to it is open. It's kind of off its hinges and burnt. And you see what looks like a pair of legs half hanging out that door. and you can't make out much more than that from this distance, but it's definitely somebody. You don't know if they're alive, if they're dead, if what's going on, but their legs are hanging out of the door.
I'm going to run towards the legs and yell out, "Are you alive or dead?"
I would follow running as well.
Okay.
Oak!
Oh, there goes the shortest people.
I don't like fire.
Little bit of Frankenstein syndrome there. Fire bad.
Well, I mean, well, animals naturally fear fire, so Oak is
Yeah.
kind of just going back on that instinct.
All right. So
Fire bad.
as
Oh God, cat!
as you two run up, I can see you get there with Rhea right on your butt, and you see as you get closer to the legs that the rest of the person attached to this looks like it was a human, but they are laying on their back with halfway in and out of the door, and they are just eviscerated. It looks like maybe a short sword or a scimitar or something was just sliced through them multiple times. There's a lot of smoke pouring out of the building itself. You also see blood splatter on the door as you get closer, and as you are getting closer, you're starting to feel the heat coming off of the flames.
Can I check for a pulse on the body, or is it clearly dead?
Okay, if you want to try to do that, you can go ahead and try, but
I will try.
you'd be pretty sure based on the wounds on the chest and the stomach that very unlikely that this person is alive.
But there is a small chance. I shall try.
Okay. If you're going to run in there, as you approach, the heat is getting really intense the closer you get. So if you want to keep going, you can.
Yeah, I keep going.
Okay. In that
I
case,
got this.
I want you to give me a Constitution save.
Great.
Can Oak see Rhea running into the on fire building?
It's nice roll there, Rhea. You can see she's
I
not
got
going.
this.
She's not going into it. She's basically going right to the doorway. But the building itself is on fire, pretty much blazing heat. The entire upper structure of it. And yes, you can see her doing that. You
Okay,
No,
if
he would
Oak,
just be like, "Whoa, maybe
Okay.
she'll
if
burn."
Oak sees Rhea going towards the fire, he's gonna bolt over there and he's gonna try to pick her up and run away.
okay? As you're bolting over there, Rhea, you kind of fight off this just intense wave of heat, and
Mhm.
you go ahead and you check his pulse. There's nothing.
Damn.
I'm going to yell back to everybody else. These people were attacked by something or someone. Be on your guard.
Oh no, people were attacked.
Okay.
That's so unordinary. With a still injured shoulder.
Okay. Rhea, are you still staying there?
No, I would walk out sadly.
All right.
Or
So,
probably run out since it's hot.
Oak is still
Okay.
gonna pick you up.
Yep.
He's probably gonna pick up I can see too and run back towards the horse.
I will contest that.
all right. So you pick up Rhea, and you attempt to pick up I can see.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll an unarmed strike to try to grab him.
Okay.
So for you, yep.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
She grabs you, but now you both have to roll. Oak, a strength athletics roll for you. I can see you can either do strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics. And this is to see if Oak actually grapples you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oak does indeed grab you. And you can now move him with you.
Yeah, Oak is gonna run back towards the horse with the two of them.
All right.
There are other houses. We should check those.
Nope. Fire.
There are other houses that
Fire
aren't
bad.
burning. We should check those.
I'll go
That
to.
sucks.
I'll walk up to one of the non-burning ones and see
Okay.
if anybody's not and knock on the door to see if I get an answer.
Okay. You
Kick the
knock.
door down at this
you
point.
you knock. Nothing. No response.
Okay, nobody's home. I go back to the group.
Okay. All right. You notice out of the like 4 or 5 buildings that are there, 4 or 5 houses, it's really only 2 of them. Maybe the third one is starting to catch fire, but it's really only 2 of them that were just going huge.
See, this is where we need a druid to be able to just do like a wall of something.
Also, everyone go ahead and give me perception checks.
Arr. Ooh, 19.
All right. So, I can see Endalian. Both of you, as you notice it as you're looking down at your feet as Oak has picked you up there, I can see, trying to figure out what the hell, put me down. And you see as you are going over the landscape that beneath your feet, hey, wait a minute, was that? Yep. Was it? Yeah, that looks like looks like goblin tracks.
Haha!
And Dalian, you notice the same thing as you're waiting for everyone as you just kind of look
I
around.
was right!
Looks like the footprints of goblins.
I was right! I told you it was
Time to rip
goblins.
some spines out of some thousands.
What, one little javelin, and all of a sudden you're scared of goblins.
It's not so much scared, it's more so everybody else is healed. I have done nothing for my wounds, technically, aside from sleep.
When you do a long rest, it automatically puts you to full health. You're at
It
full
puts
health.
you to full health, but does it actually heal the wound?
Yes, you are at full
That's
health.
weird.
It's
Have a
the
gaping
way.
wound in your shoulder, go to
Nope.
sleep, it's suddenly gone in the morning.
That's the rules for 5th edition. It's how it works.
It's so odd.
So you are fully healed. Yeah, magic, world of magic. So
It's weird.
you are fully healed after a
No,
long
she
rest.
just hates sneak attacks. So she doesn't. She's done.
So the rogue hates sneak attacks.
I mentioned last session, if she's not the one doing the sneaking and attacking, she doesn't like it.
Well, here's your opportunity. Sneak up on them. So you two notice these goblin footprints, these goblin tracks, and they seem to be heading due south from this. I guess you could call it a farmstead, or maybe even the beginnings of a hamlet. There's only a few farms here, or a few houses here, but looks like something was being started. Just never really got off the ground. So
Hey, since everyone's dead now, think we could just loot their houses?
No, that'd be bad manners.
Okay, but when is the actual time period between grave robbing and archaeology, and then somebody's belongings no longer being theirs because they're dead? When is the actual time frame?
About 300 years.
It's called no. It's called no and being polite.
Tell what? A dead body?
Yes.
Why does that matter? They're dead. Not like they
We
can
have
say
to
or do
pay
anything.
respect for if we don't respect the dead, then we can't respect ourselves.
Okay, and?
Why don't you go into the burning house and loot all you want?
Oh, no, not the burning ones. I was gonna go into the non-burning ones.
There might be living people in the non-burning ones. We never checked.
So we kill the people. The rest of them are dead.
So we
Why would we
become
kill
the
the people?
goblin.
And?
Father, why did we bring this one along?
well, there's. He kind of leans over to you and whispers, "There was really no choice."
There's always a choice.
Oak
Always.
still hasn't set down Rhea or I can see.
I'm
Just
just
still just holding
footballed in
them.
her arms.
Yeah.
All right, so This is what you guys see. You guys can do whatever you want from here. You can loot the houses. You can continue on your journey. You can
You might find something
follow the
valuable.
tracks to the south. You can create a hot air balloon. I mean, you do whatever you want.
And look at it this way: if we go into the houses to loot the houses, and maybe there is someone alive, they can tell us what happened.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
You
that's
want
a
to go and
big
check
if.
the houses for somebody that's alive? What
No,
a
I want to
brilliant
check the house.
idea! It's almost
wanna
like
check the
somebody
houses
else
for
thought of that a
loot.
while ago.
I want to check the houses for loot. I just said if there happens to be
How about we
someone
check the
alive.
houses that aren't burning for people who are living first?
I care more about the gold and the items we might find.
In a village
Why
like
would you care
this.
about that stuff? It's
I'll
material
pipe up.
stuff that you don't
Oh.
need.
Go ahead, Zorn.
I'll pipe up with. I knocked on the door, nobody answered, so nobody's probably
Who's
home.
gonna answer a knock on the door when their village just got attacked by goblins? Did you say anything?
No.
You guys make your decision on what you'd like to do.
Let's actually look for survivors. If we find
I just
one,
want
we'll
to
go
raid
from
any
there.
chests I can find.
If we don't find them, we leave it.
I'm still gonna go through the chests.
Chests. We don't even know that chests exist.
Chests, boxes, sacks.
Okay.
Don't you touch my sack, you jerk.
Rhea, I could literally punt you across the field.
And
That
I
would be a
could,
bad
I
idea.
could kill you.
You
Yes,
could certainly
because a
try.
2-foot something halfling.
Certainly try.
I am strong. Fear me. Wait.
Says the tiny 2-foot
me.
wobbling child.
At this point, I'm going to cast Gust to make some wind come about to prove my point.
It's
that I'm-
wind! Whatever shall we do?
You know what?
Watch her spread the fire.
No shit!
I could do that.
See, when
Do
she
you
Which is
really
very
want to risk
tempting.
making this worse?
It's actually very tempting right now. My character is pissed off. They're not being taken seriously.
when she casts Gus, I'll be like, look, the kid's farting.
I'm casting Fireball at a house that doesn't have
You're
fire on
casting it
Fireball.
at the
Awesome. I love it.
Why?
Do it.
Well,
Because if goblins can make destruction and you take goblins seriously, if I make destruction, you'll take me seriously. That's how this
That's not
works.
how this works.
That's how this works.
That's not how it works.
How it
Rhea in her
works.
sack.
Fireball.
So if you're no better than a goblin, does that mean I can finally stab you?
No.
You can certainly try.
also, not sure, Rhea, you actually have Fireball? Really?
Fireball.
This level. Maybe
Yeah.
Firebolt.
Yeah,
I do have
Firebolt,
fire.
there's a difference.
I meant to say Fireball. If I said
Okay.
Fireball, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a big difference between Firebolt and Fireball.
Fireball.
Firebolt will still.
Yes,
Catch
let's
things on fire.
expand the fire. Actually, that's not a bad idea. That means if there's anybody inside, they'll just die, and then their stuff's still free game.
Well, there's stuff.
Why are we killing people?
I want to cast Fireball. No one
Okay.
believes in my power. I'm
Okay.
gonna kill them.
Where are
You
you?
can do that.
For the love of
Okay.
God, put me down. Please
Okay.
put me down, Oak.
So,
Please,
Rhea.
Oak, just put me down.
Dahlia's just chuckling at this point because now it's entertaining.
Okay. Rhea, so you're casting Firebolt. What are you aiming at?
A house that is not on fire.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
Before she can do that, Oak wants to try and
Damn it.
shove her in the sack.
Okay. So, what I'm going to need at this point then is just roll straight dexterity, both of you.
Who?
Rhea and Oak.
Oh.
How do you roll just straight dex?
It's just /R space 1d20 plus your dex modifier. Okay. So,
He did a saving.
yeah, that's
I
a
know.
saving
throw.
throw. You,
Um,
well, see, what's your roll on that? Would have been a 19 plus whatever your dex modifier is. What's your dexterity modifier?
it's
I can look it up real quick.
2.
2? Yeah, because you're not proficient. You don't have dex saves as a proficient, so it's basically
Yeah.
the exact same roll, so that'll work. So, Oak, you quickly you let go of I can see with one hand so that you grab open the bag, you
Mm-hmm.
stuff Rhea into it, and as you do, Rhea
She's gonna kill the horse.
launches a firebolt that shoots through the side of the bag. Okay, so now there is a hole in the bag. Besides the big opening, there's an additional hole in it now, and it shoots off and it hits the side of one of the houses. However, because of the quick adjustment of being thrown into a bag, it happens to hit one that's already on fire.
Damn it.
Yay!
See,
Now stay
I'm
in your
strong.
bag.
Yes, because lighting an already burning house on fire is such a testament to strength.
I shoot another fireball at a house that isn't burning.
She has a hole now.
All right, roll an
Oak
attack
doesn't even
roll.
bother this time. He's just like, God,
Roll an attack roll, Rhea.
I'm sorry for dropping you, I can see.
Right. Fireball.
Party, he'll get over being dropped.
Okay, you miss the house. You manage to hit in the middle of one of the fields in the dirt, and it just kind of goes
Dalian
up.
would just look at the halfling in the bag and go, best 3 out of 5.
All right. So I can
Um,
see. Hold on. I can see. So
Mhm.
were you going to go ahead and follow through with searching for survivors?
No, I was just gonna leave.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Zoran?
I'm with I can see on this.
All right.
I'll leave.
All right. So you three are taking off. Father Dimspoon starts walking with you. He's dragging the pack horse. So Rhea,
Dalian's just
you
chuckling
are
and laughing, and she'll start following after them, but she's laughing at this point. Destruction is amazing.
and Rhea, you are in the bag.
Sack.
Yeah. On the back of the pack horse. And Dalian, you said you were following after them then too?
Chuckling, but
All
yes.
right. Okay. So, which way are you guys going? Are you just going to continue following the river, or are you going to head south and follow the tracks?
Might as
I
well
say
keep
we just
going
keep
with the
following the
river.
river.
Yeah, just go with the river.
I don't feel like dealing with goblins today.
All right.
Not good.
So, you continue following along the river, and eventually it gets to be evening, and you see that, you can kind of see off in the distance behind you. You still see some little bit of smoke. It's quite a bit of ways away now, so you can only see a little bit of it, but you can see it's behind you. The sun has been coming down, so it's starting to get pretty dark, and you're looking around, and you guys can see several good potential campsites along the riverbank. Some further in the forest, and you guys can make camp for the evening if you wish.
Why not?
All right. So, are you going to use your normal watch schedule that you've established so far?
Do we still have like some daylight before we actually start settling down
Yes.
for?
Yeah,
Because
you've got a
Dalian
little
would
bit.
actually poke Rhea through the now gaping hole in her bag and offer, because of how poor her aim was, offer for her to actually practice on some of the fish in the river to work on her aim with her spells.
I'm just gonna walk away. Yes.
Aren't you still in the sack?
I'll
Yeah.
get out of the sack and walk away.
All right. So you guys have a campsite available. You can set up camp.
Dahlia is actually going to ask to forego watch tonight. She actually wants to do a deep meditation.
All right. So
I'll take her spot because I got that 4 hour trance
Yep.
thing too.
Okay. So are we gonna still go with the oak on first watch then?
Sure.
Okay. And Zoran, you're taking the rest after you've gotten your meditation. Okay.
Yep.
So all right. So you guys go to sleep,
I just
and
received
you've
a
got
message.
Oak on watch. Oak, go ahead and give me a perception check, if you will. Okay.
It's not in the single digits.
All right. And you go ahead and wake up Zoran from Zoran's uh, elf trance. And Zoran, it is now your turn for the rest of the evening, so go ahead and also roll a perception for me. Okay. And the rest of the evening goes by uneventful. You wake up in the morning, you pack up your things, and you continue on. Eventually, you get to right here. Okay, you're actually right at that intersection of where the Spire River, as it is coming from the south in this direction, splits to go to the east and also kind of to the northwest here. So you're actually right in here where the tip of the arrow is. And as you are coming to there on this next day of travel, you can hear the rush and the roar of the water. This is not some small, dainty river. This is definitely a large, flowing river. And you can see that from one shore to the other is probably a good 400 feet, 500 feet across. So it's a decently wide river. And it's got a lot of movement in it. You can see in some places near the shore, there are some rocks sticking up, and it's creating some pretty hefty rapids along the edges, along the shoreline. Towards the middle of the river, it's flowing relatively fast. There's not really a lot of rapids, so it's probably a bit deeper, but it's definitely got a large amount of water flow.
Time to go whitewater rafting.
Nope.
Now you know that somehow you either have to get across this river or ride along it or something in order to get to Asteron. Question is, how are you going to do it?
Let's build a boat.
Dalian would instantly go, can we backtrack towards our more calm part of the water and cut across? Maybe. That or find a bridge
Who are you asking this of?
in general to the
That
party.
might be a good idea.
I can see.
Like if we
Sounded
follow
like
it
you were
down
saying
south,
something.
maybe we'll come across a bridge.
Well, if you would like to backtrack, I would be all for that. I
Not
would
so
like
much
the idea
backtracking, but
of-
going south now.
Again, if you would like to go south, I would be all for that. I would entertain the idea of a boat because there's plenty of current. I think with the people we have here, we can design and build something that would last on the river.
Oh, I'm trying to avoid getting in that water. Boat or otherwise.
You can just cling to me like a teddy bear. If we
I'm
go
not
into
getting in the water.
I think we should build a boat.
Who wants
That
to
still
knock
requires
her out
getting
when we
in
get
the
to
water.
I'm with you, Oak.
I didn't even hear Shelby, actually.
All right, so we've got 2 votes for a boat. And Father Dimspoon says, Yes, actually, we probably would need some kind of boat or something like that just to get the materials. And he pokes his thumb towards the bags on the back of the pack horse to get those across.
I still say just go south and look for a bridge.
Okay.
But what
Go
if there
for it.
isn't a bridge?
Oh
Uh,
well.
well, there is one. Um,
Is it
if
between two cliffs and really high up? Is it the rope bridge?
you've
Does
been
it
there,
swing violently?
you've been there.
Oh, I have. Did I just describe it?
Yes, you did.
We have 7
It's
Cool.
already.
if you remember, Father Dimspoon said he has made the journey to Asteron, but they traveled more south instead of following the river. They actually traveled south into the forest and the hills, and then cut across. And when they did, he's saying that they cut across and there was a bridge. It is not the best bridge in the world. It is not necessarily the most highly engineered because most of the travel to West Shore is actually done by ship, usually through the ocean, and then going up against the current to West Shore, and then back out to sea and around back to Asteron. And those are usually relatively large ships that do that. But that is because West Shore has some of the most amazing uh, wood that they get from there that they actually will send people out into right on the edges of the wildlands to get because there is a tree that is out there that has this wood that is very, very, very strong, almost as strong as steel, but still as light as wood.
Sounds like ironbark.
Something like that. But it only really grows in this general region, and that is kind of West Shore's main export. But then they import a whole bunch of things, plus they get a whole bunch of adventurers that go through. And most of that travel is all by ship, just because it is very poorly maintained pathways. Not a lot of trailblazing that has been done back and forth over the land. It was just
Stallion would rather deal with a bridge than deal with water.
But it might be safer to go over the water.
Have you ever actually drowned or started to drown before? It's not a pleasant experience.
I mean, I probably did when I was learning to swim, but I don't really remember.
At this point, she's weighing the options between just falling to her death or drowning. At least falling to her death would be instant.
all right. So
With drowning, you would get to take a bath.
It's not pleasant.
That'd be nice for the rest of us.
all right. So somehow, some way, you guys have to, in order to get to Astron, you're gonna have to find some way to get across that river, over the river, through the river, something,
Does anybody have
because it
ice
is an
magic?
obstacle. It is an obstacle.
Ice magic? Anyone? No? 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 No frozen moments? Okay.
Level 2.
I think
Even if I
shape water is the first level. I think, isn't it?
Not for any of
This
us.
river would be way too strong for it.
Yeah, and any kind of ice magic that you might have at second level, I think.
Well, because you could just, like, as you go, keep making more and more ice to just arch a bridge over the river.
True, but don't really have any spells like that.
Not all of us are
Alright.
Elsa.
No. So I'm gonna say I can see. Why don't you go ahead and give me a? Let's see. What do? Give me an investigation check. Actually, insight check. Okay. You think that looking at this river, you guys could possibly maybe take a tree that, like a large tree, maybe a couple of them, start, kind of tie them together with ropes or something and basically make a raft out of it that would easily be sturdy enough to get across. So you're pretty sure you could make a reasonable structure that could either take you guys all across, or if you wanted to, you could use to float downriver all the way to the ocean.
I say we float downriver.
No.
And we can just knock you out.
No.
Floating sounds really pleasant. I'm all for that.
Why don't we try to build a bridge across here with those trees instead of a raft?
Probably, I'm assuming it's going to be too wide for just a ragtag group of adventurers to tackle that kind of engineering feat.
It is about 400 to maybe even 500 feet wide. It is
Yeah, we need a redwood tree.
considerably, yeah,
Oh, okay.
considerably wide.
Just build a raft, ferry across, or we can go down to the ocean.
No water.
Plenty of trees around here. We can lash them together. We got plenty of
Nope.
rope for that.
Not getting in that water.
That just makes my desire to make a boat even stronger.
Well, if you're on, um,
Well, how would the horse react to being on a raft?
Just knock it out.
Especially a wiggling, moving, bouncing raft.
You don't know my construction. They're very solid.
I have faith in your construction, sir. I'm just concerned about the horse.
Okay.
I'm concerned about falling in and drowning.
Yeah, we know.
Rhea?
don't fall in.
Okay, Rhea. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice something about 60 feet away, 70 feet away, one of the trees. Looks like near it, a face just looking at you. And for a moment, you feel really happy and calm, and like you want to walk over there. And then shake it off. And you notice as you kind of squint your eyes a little bit to see a little bit better that what's looking at you, it looks almost
Like
as
a cat?
if it's part of the tree. In
Oh
fact,
god.
it seems like its limbs are actually emerging from the tree, but its skin looks like it is covered in bark.
That's
It's
either a
got
nymph
this
or a pixie.
long green hair. And oh my gosh, wow. It's beautiful. Really beautiful. And it's just staring at you from about 60, 70 feet away.
Hi. Can you talk?
You see it slip behind the tree.
Um, I'm gonna walk to that tree.
Okay. Ray is starting to, as you guys are discussing whether the horse will be able to be on a raft, whether you should make a raft, whether you should walk upstream, you kind of notice Rhea seems to be walking off into the forest a little bit, walking towards a tree. And she's just kind of making her way out there.
Can I
Hey,
be
thanks for the follow.
Can I be following her so she's got a babysitter?
Absolutely. Also, give me a. Well, actually, you wouldn't see it at this point in time. So yes, you can be following her. So go ahead and take a, you know, continue after her. You're probably about a good. She's got a good 20-foot head start on you, but your legs compared to hers, you're gonna catch up in no time. So as you are doing that, I need a perception check from Oak, I can see, and Dalian. All right. So Oak and I can see, both of you happen to notice in this, not the exact direction that Rhea and Zoran are walking off to, but more to the right. You notice over by the trees what looks to be two kind of grayish silver colored with white and black coloring as well. A fur looks to be maybe the size of like a small dog. Two of these things, and they're just kind of walking along next to this tree, and with them seems to be what looks kind of like a large black bear, just kind of walking along next to him. And they are, in general, heading in the same direction that Rhea and Zoran are heading. So they're coming from the side, heading towards, in general, the tree that Zoran and Rhea are heading towards.
Oak, is this something that
Hmm.
happens normally in the woods?
No.
Should we be
Oak is
concerned?
gonna follow uh, uh, Rhea and keep an eye on the other things that are following her.
Okay.
The bear.
All right. As you guys are doing that, real quick. Okay. So, Rhea, you are now getting closer to that tree. And as you look at it, you realize that this is a really big tree. This thing looks like its trunk is probably about as big in diameter as two of you standing on top of each other would be. It's a good, probably at least, 4.5 to 5 foot diameter tree. So it's a pretty big, solid base. Looks kind of like some kind of oak tree, you would guess. Yes, oak. Yes, I saw. This is not your tree. But it looks like
All
a
oaks belong to Oak.
looks like an oak tree, and as you get closer, uh, once again, I need you to actually, Zoran, give me a perception check. All right. As you are walking up now, you're pretty much right behind Rhea. You notice coming around the other side of the tree, you see a hand reach around onto the bark and then a face poke out and look your way. It is a beautiful face. Gorgeous elven features, kind of a nice tan skin complexion. Looks a little bit rough, though, like almost like bark, and really long, beautiful, lustrous hair that is like a deep green. And she stares at you. Give me a wisdom save, please.
Oh no. Wisdom save.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. You feel that this must be the most beautiful creature in the world. And obviously, the love of your life. And you must go to her.
Alright. So I will walk up to this elf chick.
Okay. Oak, you were following behind them as well.
Yes.
And you see, and Rhea, you see as well, Zoran kind of peel off from behind you to go to the other side of the tree. And he's going straight towards, oh, look, that figure you saw. I can see Andalian. You guys see.
I'm still over by the river. I didn't go with them.
No, but you can see from where you're at. It's
Oh.
only about 70 feet away. You can still see everyone else. You can see the two little kind of gray, white, grayish silver, white and black creatures. You're guessing maybe some kind of rodent or small mammal. And then this black bear are still kind of ambling along up towards this tree that everyone else is walking towards.
Can I shoot it with a fire arrow?
You're going to shoot the tree, the bear, the
The
rodent
tree?
thingies, if you want.
I was being facetious. I'm not actually going to do that. It was more of a...
Okay.
Because she doesn't know what's going on, but she really wants to know part of it.
Okay.
Because... very easy to get roped into things that will kill you.
All right. So, all of a sudden, now I can see you're back at the river as well, correct? Okay. All of a sudden, you, both of you give me perception checks. That's you two, darling. There we go. All right. Okay. It is not hard to spot. It surprises you, however, as you do not do not hear it coming. But right behind you, a giant owl lands and stares right at you, and just
Valiant?
folds its just lands nice and quiet right behind you, but it's so close that you couldn't help but notice this presence. And you know that if this thing had been aggressive, it would have gotten the drop on you just then.
Dalian would look at I can see and just uncomfortably go, I don't think we should be here.
It's a sign. Nature's telling us to build a boat.
No, nature is probably gonna eat us.
That's why we need to build a boat. With nature. Teach nature we control it.
That is the last thing you want to do.
No,
Don't piss off the nature spirits.
I want to piss off the nature spirits.
Dalian would turn to the owl, and remembering a bit of the berries and whatnot that the father had given her in the provisions to eat, she would very unsurely, though, open one up and just put it on the ground in front of the owl.
Okay.
As a like, please don't eat me, eat that instead.
The owl doesn't budge.
Okay, cool. Just don't eat me.
And both of you hear a tiny voice. Very small. It's almost too quiet to hear, but it's just loud enough you catch it. And it says,
What are you doing here?
Apparently trying to argue to figure out a way to get across the river.
okay.
Like, that would be Dalian's very
But-
blunt response. Arguing, trying to figure out how to get across the river.
Zoran, you have now walked up to and taken the hand of this beautiful elf-like maiden who, when you take a closer look at, she is wearing what you would consider the equivalent of a tree bark bikini and not much else. She is very much not afraid of showing off her body. And she caresses your cheek and leans in for a kiss.
Zoran's gonna die.
I'll just like stand there, shocked, staring.
Okay. She kisses you on the cheek. And she leans back. She says, "Such a handsome one you are. Will you stay with me?" You feel like, wow, this beautiful creature is giving me all this attention. It is overwhelming. And she basically leads you by the hand around the other side of the tree, the back of it, and then just kind of gently sits you against the tree and sits there with you and just kind of curls up next to you.
Hmm.
And you just
Nymphs are a cunt.
keep her hearing her whisper, "Stay with me. Stay with me and we can be happy."
And I would look at her and say, anything you want.
All right. Now, while that's going on, Rhea and Oak, you
Mhm.
notice coming from your right now, it looks like two badgers and a black bear are walking side by side, not bothering each other. In fact, they're like chilling together. And they walk up and then sit next to this big oak tree, right on the side of it. Like the bear kind of rubs its back against it a little bit and then kind of snuggles down, and the badgers kind of snuggle in against the bear and the tree. Dalian and I can see. After that, you respond to that voice, You hear it respond back to you and say,
You must speak to he who we cannot say.
To get across a river?
No, you must speak to him now.
and
I'm not speaking to anybody unless I know who it is and why.
then you hear, as that voice says that, you hear kind of a whistling noise, but more like a trill to it. And the owl spreads its wings and kind of flaps up just a second. Does not really take off, but it flaps and buffets you with a little bit of wind force, pushing you gently, with it not hitting you, but just with the wind, pushing you gently about 5 feet. And you hear the voice say again,
Must speak to he who we cannot say.
Yes, because listening to talking animals and going somewhere that you don't know to talk to a thing you don't know what it is or who it is always a wonderful idea. I can see
We're
you're hearing this, right?
we're all talking animals, and we're all also going someplace we've never been. Except me, I've been there.
Yes, but you don't have wings and feathers.
That you've seen.
I don't have feathers either.
You're an owl. You have feathers.
I am not an owl.
Then what are you?
all of a sudden you see on the owl's head a tiny little woman with wings appears. He says,
I am a pixie, and do
Oh.
not forget it.
No offense. But why has it gotta be pixies?
Now, you must speak to he who we cannot say.
Can you say if he's another pixie?
He is not.
Is he a spirit?
We just refer to him as he who we cannot say.
I'm not gonna go talk to a guy who's a cannot say on the words of a pixie. No offense.
Alas, things would be so much easier for you.
He can come here.
Oh well,
I'll
is
go.
he very good.
I respect
Your
the
funeral.
people. That's fine.
I don't trust pixies.
Good.
You see the pixie smile real big and says,
I like this one.
as she seems to be talking to the owl when she says that. The owl then gently extends one talon, one claw out, very, slowly and gently, and reaches out to you, grabs its talon around you, and then looks over to the owl, looks at Dalian, and the pixie
Last chance.
Can we at least tell the others?
Oh, don't worry. They are in good hands.
With what?
Others will
She would
take them.
instantly get bad vibes from that.
Okay.
In the with what?
They will be taken to see him.
By what?
Them.
And she points. Okay. And if you follow her where she's pointing, you see she's pointing to the tree to the side where there looks to be a big black lump and two from your distance away. A big black lump and two white, silver, and black lumps laying kind of next to it, next to the tree.
Dalian's first instinct because of what happens, like, please tell me that's not another dire wolf. Because the last big black lump they dealt with were wolves.
Yeah, they were.
But we were friends.
So she looks at you one more time. Well,
Are you gonna eat us? Is this the whole goal? Take us somewhere to eat us? Feast on our internal organs?
We do not eat you.
You don't! For all we know, this thing you're taking us to see might. Pixies make weird alliances.
He who we cannot say does not eat those you things.
Oh! Can I try to see if they're lying? Or hiding something?
roll an insight check.
Damn.
As far as you can tell, this pixie seems to be on the level.
Can I check the owl?
Roll an insight check with disadvantage because it's
I
an
don't know
owl.
how. Hey, sometimes animals that follow orders give things away. I'm just saying. I don't want to die, and I don't trust pixies.
Roll it with disadvantage.
I don't know how.
Same way you rolled the last one. Just click on it. There you go. Okay, so you have a 4. So, again, owl seems to be, I mean, that's the most trustworthy owl you've ever seen.
I don't like the pixie. I don't like a little pixie.
Pixie looks at you and says, well,
Where's the father?
he's there with you guys.
Can I ask the father for his opinion?
Sure, if you want. You gonna ask him?
Your take on all of this via pixie and giant owl?
I have no idea what is going on here.
To see something Dalian want, because it's her and the father at this point, and you're stuck in a talon. Can she pull out the small box to show the father, like, just to talk to the father with it and ask, are you sure it's a good idea to go anywhere with this thing?
Just put it back in the bag, please.
Because she's also trying to see if she's going to get a reaction out of the pixie and the bird.
You see nothing from them.
Damn. I don't trust this. At all. Father, I'll trust your word on this. Should we go, or should we just wait for the others?
I don't know how much of a choice we have. It already seems to have one of us. And I don't know what the others are doing over there. My vision isn't as good as it used to be. But, well, let's give it a shot, I guess.
Dalian would look at the pixie and the owl after that. Is like, how about this? You carry those two in the talons, and I'll be on the bird's back.
Oh, no, we have...
Sorry, that was Father Jim's.
We have others for you.
So you're purposely breaking us up into groups.
Oh. You shall see.
Father Dimspoon
Right.
says, I guess we are doing this? And the pixie goes,
Excellent.
and you hear that shrill, kind of trilling whistle again, and another owl, giant owl, swoops out of the trees, lands, and puts one of its talons, its claws, around Father Dimspoon, and holds him. Another one swoops down and lands next to you, and holds out its open talons, just looking at you. It's not advancing them, just looking at you.
I don't She would slightly lift her elbows because she doesn't want her arms
As soon as you did that,
restrained.
as soon as you do that, it goes ahead and it grabs you, and all three owls take off.
Because she doesn't want her arms restrained. That
Yep,
way, if
they're
need
not.
be, she can get to a weapon.
They're not, and they're actually being very gentle about it. They take off up into the air, and they start heading south. While that's happening, Rhea and Oak, you have now gotten pretty much right up to the tree. You're seeing this black bear, these two badgers, and if you kind of look around behind them on the backside of the tree, you see this beautiful elven-looking woman, but really strange. The way her hair is green, her skin is like a really deep tan, and looks kind of like the bark of the tree almost. And Zoran, and they seem to just be cuddling together. And there's this huge shit-eating grin on Zoran's face. He's ah, just seems to be in a state of euphoria. And you see a smile on the elven-like woman's face as well, but she's kind of curled up against him. One of the badgers kind of lifts its head up and walks over to Rhea. Starts sniffing around her a little bit. Starts sniffing at her feet. And then looks up at her. And all of a sudden you hear this little voice. You hear,
Hello. Are you
Why?
are you ready to go?
Where am I going?
Well, with us.
To where?
To see he who we cannot say.
Does Oak hear this?
yes, you can hear it too. You're standing right there.
Oak kind of does this thinking face. He's like,
Is it safe?
Of course.
Can I do insight?
Yeah, roll insight.
Oak is still thinking very hard.
Seems to be telling the truth. Doesn't seem like it's hiding anything. Kind of hard to tell on, the tiny little thing that you cannot actually see and you're just going off of a voice.
Mm-hmm.
But the voice doesn't seem to waver any.
Okay.
Seems very confident.
Alright. I guess. Show me the way.
I mean, they're with badgers and a bear. How bad could it be?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
So you say, show me the way.
What about the orange?
The badgers, the other one gets up and runs over. And one of them kind of pushes at you and kind of pushes you down, not forcefully, but basically pushing you right onto your butt, which, instead of hitting the ground, you look down and you realize that you landed on the other badger, and then the one that pushed you comes around and kind of worms its way up under you, and you're now basically sitting with one cheek on each badger.
Nice.
And you hear the little voice say,
Hey, hold on to the fur on the neck.
Alright, hold on.
and these things take off like a shot. You did not realize badgers could go so fast. In fact, you're pretty sure they can't. But they gone. Oak Rhea is there 1 second, sitting on some badgers. The next, she seems to almost like just a streak heading away.
Oak, Oak is gonna make a wild assumption and just be like, okay, she got on the Badgers, and she went off somewhere. If the Badger talked to her, then the bear might talk to me. But if we go somewhere, I should get Zoran too. So he's gonna go over to Zoran. He's gonna hit him on the side of the head.
All right.
Try to knock him out.
You're going to try to knock out Zoran.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I would say Zoran is. You're in no condition to put up a fight. You are in nirvana. You are just not doing anything right now. So you go ahead and swing and clock Zoran upside the head. Zoran, go ahead and give me a Constitution save.
Alrighty, Constitution.
Okay, Zoran just slumps out cold. Immediately, the woman stands up and stares at you, Oak. And she just has this completely mean, hateful look in her face. And she, why would you hit him?
I did it because me and my friends are going somewhere with the Badger and the bear.
He is
And
fine. I'm bringing
yeah.
him. Now go
Oh,
away.
okay, I'm sorry then. Sorry.
Don't
I'll go
instantly
give him a
trust that.
She picks him up, lovingly cradles his head, kisses it,
Mhm.
and then steps into the tree with him.
Yeah.
That's all you see.
Oak just kind of nods. He's just like, okay. Yeah, that's fine. And he just goes and jumps on the bear.
Just jumps on the bed.
Okay. The bear actually just kind of and then lazily gets up with you still on its back. And you hear a tiny little voice say,
You didn't need much convincing, did you? Let's go.
and you
Yay!
take off. Like, again, you didn't know bears could go so fast. In fact, you're sure they can't.
Yeah.
It seems like just seconds of travel for everyone involved. Except for you in on the owls. The owls, as they are carrying you, it's actually this pretty amazing experience. As you can see the world below you, it's not something you're used to. You've probably never ever flown before, so it's terrifying, but at the same time, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's
Dalian would
freeing.
be more focused on the I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fall to my death and die. This is what being in the air. I'm gonna die. I don't know what's worse. Maybe falling to my death is not as bad as drowning.
Maybe.
She does not like this at all.
But as you fly, you're going for a couple minutes, and the owls are just kind of gently on the wind, floating back and forth, and then eventually they dive down at a just nice kind of gentle arc curving around, and set you down in what looks like a little grove.
Can Dalian instantly lay on her stomach like thank God ground?
Absolutely, absolutely, and you see. Just looks like I can see and Father Dimspoon see what looks like a kind of a silver streak for a second, and then and there's Rhea sitting atop two badgers, almost kind of like they were little like a wakeboard or something. And then a moment later, a large black streak and phew, there's Oak sitting atop a black bear.
Okay, so it wasn't a dire wolf. Thank God.
And a moment later, you see out of one of the trees steps this beautiful woman, and she is supporting Zoran, who is kind of shaking their head a little bit and rubbing it. Looks like they've got a kind of a knot on the side of their head, and she is helping him and sits him down gently.
Dalian would just see the woman and instantly think, she looks like fungus.
She kind of does, actually. Her hair does look a lot like, kind of like moss.
She looks like a fungus. I did
Now,
not realize Zoran had a thing for fungi.
hey, come on, Zoran's a fun guy. Ba-dum-bum, ching.
Although,
Okay.
seeing Zoran in her arms, Dalian would actually say, I didn't think Zoran was the type to go after fungi.
Now, in this little clearing, this grove that you have entered into,
Oak refuses to get off the bear, by the way.
okay,
He's like kind of hugging its back, just like, this is my bear now. This is
my bear now.
my bear.
mine. I want this bear.
Exactly.
And you guys see in the center of this grove, there is a stump of a tree, and sitting on that stump, kind of coiled up, is what you could only describe from stories you've heard about different things that are large and lizard-like, but this seems to be very, very small. And it does have that classical look of what you would know as dragons from the storybooks or from tales, but it's probably only overall about as big as maybe a German Shepherd, and it is more snake-like in its body. And it looks at you. It
Oak
says,
gets the anime eyes again, and they're all sparkly.
Dalian's just
I
still laying
also
there,
get the
done
anime
with all of
eyes.
this. Dalian's just laying on the ground, just done with all of this.
Can Rhea run up to this dragon-like thing and then speak in Draconic? Hi, what's your name?
sure you can. You run up and say that, and it kind of cocks its head a little bit at you, and then looks back across at the bear, the woman, the badgers, and the owls. And as you guys look around, you notice that now on the owls and on the bear and on the badgers, on their heads, each one of them has a little pixie. And it looks at all of them and it says, "What have you brought me?" And you hear little voices chiming up.
We've brought you help. Some friends. They can help. They can help us, yes.
I never agreed to help with anything.
I want the bear if I'm helping someone.
And
Dalian would finally sit up, look at the pixie that had been talking to her originally, and go, "This is why I don't like pixies. You never tell us anything."
I'll help.
and it looks back down to you, Rhea, and it says,
You surprise me. I did not expect you to speak my tongue.
which it says in Draconic.
Okay.
And then
Um,
Are we
Then-
gonna get eaten?
it looks at the rest of you and says in common. It says,
I hear you have a dilemma. You need to cross the river. I can make that very easy for you.
My current dilemma is whether or not you're giving me the bear.
The bear is his own. He can give himself to whoever he wishes.
Bear, can I have you? Will you be my friend?
The bear just kind of just paws at the ground a little bit. You have no idea what it said, but it seemed very bear-like.
Very wise, because it's a bear.
Yes. And this creature says to you,
Oh, how rude of me. My name is Karama Kushinendufumbam.
and then Dalian specifically, you hear that pixie behind you say,
That is why we call him what we call him.
At that point, she just nods in understanding.
Can I pipe up with? Can we just call you Bob?
Bob the dragon.
Why not Carl?
You are funny. I like that. Yes. Bob. What does that mean in common?
It's
It means
just
a
a
great
name.
dragon.
Oh. I like Bob very much then. Yes. Call me Bob.
I feel like we're talking to Yoda.
No, it's not Yoda because he's not saying things backwards.
Fair.
"Oh no!" All right. So he then says,
I can help you get across the river. But
There it is.
I need some help.
Dalian would finally fully stand up and just look at him and go, if it's somehow to get you detangled from a tree, just chop the tree.
No. And do not chop my trees.
She would instantly look at I can see and go, I told you not to touch the trees.
Oh, I thought you left and went south looking for a bridge.
At least we wouldn't damage shit that gets us killed.
Are we dead?
We would have been had to chop
Then
the
don't
tree.
worry about it.
then Bob says,
There are those who are disturbing my forest.
Sorry.
No, not you. They are ugly, stinky creatures. They have killed some people. They have killed some of my creatures. They have killed some of my trees.
Dalian would instantly hold up a hand to about like yay height of a goblin, like about this tall, slimy, green looking things.
Some, yes. Others
Yeah,
are
that's goblins.
larger.
Yeah, those are goblins. Just burn the goblins.
How
They're really
much
weak.
larger?
That or just
Others,
yell at them.
if you dispose of them for me, I will get you across the river.
Or you could just tell us where a bridge is and then just go yell at the goblins yourself.
If you do not wish to help, fine. Then leave.
Oh,
The choice is yours. I don't care.
can you tell me where the goblins are?
They're just
I'm not good
goblins. Just
with
yell at 'em.
finding things in forests.
all right, say that again, Ray. It was kind of hard to hear you.
Can you tell me where the goblins are? I'm not very good at finding things in forests.
That will be easy.
Maybe
If you agree to help,
Oh,
I'm
hell.
gonna help.
my
So
friends.
the only reason we're helping is to get away across the river that we could do on our own.
But yeah, but then we don't have to disturb
Well,
any trees.
Rhea's helping because it's a dragon-like creature. Like she.
Why does that matter?
Because
We can still find a way to get across without having to go on a ridiculous goblin hunt.
We can use the bridge that already exists.
But I want the dragon to like me.
Is it even an actual dragon, or does it just look like one?
You don't know.
No, like she would
Would
verbally
I
say
know
that.
if it's a pseudo dragon or something of the draconic nature?
You can give an Arcana check for anyone who is proficient in Arcana,
I think I
and
might actually be
that will
I am,
that can help you.
because Rhea is obsessed with magic.
And you got it.
Okay, Rhea, you know it's at least related to dragons somehow, but you're not
I
sure exactly what it is.
Good enough for me. I want to help.
Dallin would still be standing there going, I still don't get the point. There's a bridge we can already use, or just find a different way around. Why do we have to go on a ridiculous goblin hunt? And if you have a bunch of wildlife animals at your disposal, just take care of them yourself. They're extremely weak and easily scared creatures. You could just yell at them. Get them
Then
out.
what are you worried about? Why not help the forest since you don't want me to cut down the trees?
Because it's a
Oak is
waste of
gonna
killing the
time.
goblin.
there.
It's a waste of time.
And going farther away from the town that we need to get to isn't? We could cross the river here, or we can backtrack 7 days to a bridge that might not even be still standing.
I don't see a point in dealing with the stupid goblins. You guys can do it.
No.
I'll wait here.
Why don't you start
Oak
going
actually
towards
gets
that
kind of
bridge?
serious.
Oh.
Dalian, if these goblins, I assume, are probably distorting the natural order of this forest, or they're doing.
The natural order of things is to kill, hunt, and then repeat a cycle. Whether you're the hunted or you're the one being
Not if it's an invasive
hunting
species. Not if it's
is normal. It's all power balance. Either you have the strength to protect yourself from those that want to hurt you, or you get destroyed in the process of another person's reign to power.
Now, Oak actually gets like really uncomfortable. Like he kind of just crosses his arms. He kind of tries to make himself a little taller, but like smaller. And he's like, "Well, who's to say that the weak don't survive anyway?
Then the weak
Who's to say
shouldn't
that
be
the
as weak
runt
as they are.
won't?"
Train,
Oak just gets
fight, do better. Learn to take care of yourselves rather than having to have other people do things for you.
Rhea's gonna walk to Oak and put her hand on Oak's knee and be like, "It's okay, buddy. It's okay."
I'm gonna help Bob because I think that's the right thing to do.
Have fun, I'll wait here.
Okay.
What do you mean? Don't you have to go backtrack 7 days looking for a bridge that might not exist?
I could also just punt you across the field if you really want me to.
You can
I
certainly
can punt you across the
try.
field.
You can try if you'd like. I don't know how successful you'll
Oh,
be.
what's gonna happen? Is your goddess gonna protect you?
Yes.
Big whoop.
Dalian, I can check you into the river right now and we can end all of this.
Yeah.
Great,
I-
then
oh,
you can go fishing for this stupid stone and deal with it yourself.
We might
Got a
solve a lot
point
of
there.
So Bob. That's a great name you guys gave him, by the way. So Bob says,
So, is anyone going to help?
me.
I will.
Nope.
I'm sorry, say that again. I can see I couldn't quite
I
hear.
raised my hand.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Zoran, are you gonna come along too?
Because at this point, Dalian would gesture to the flowers like, in case I'm missing something, I'm apparently bonded to a death stone that the longer I hold on to this, I'm probably gonna die. So having to go on a little side quest for a dragon thingy to take care of a little group of goblins or whatever else that he could easily have woodland creatures do for him himself rather than just
They might
figure out a
have
way to get this
loot.
done.
Rhea's gonna tilt her head a little bit and be like, "Am I supposed to care about your death stone?"
Seeing as it's
And
the one you kept trying to steal.
I mean, I found it, but whatever.
Well,
and to
Father,
answer the
go ahead,
question,
Zoran.
I will say that I'm with Dalian on this one, and I don't want to do anything unnecessary because I want to get rid of that stupid rock.
Okay. Father Dimspoon actually looks to both of you and says,
You realize, it has been a number of years since the bridge that I know of was ever used, and it would probably add a good 15 to 20 days onto our trek to go down, through, and around. If there is a way to get across the river much sooner, that would probably get you back to Astron much quicker than trying to go to the bridge. But,
Then you
but the
lot can
choice is
handle the
yours.
goblins. I'm not dealing with it again.
Okay, fine.
It'd be
Have fun
quicker if
sitting
you
here.
come along, but
Yes,
enjoy your death stone.
it would be much easier and quicker if we all work together on this.
I just want to get rid of the stone.
I
I'm not dealing
understand.
with goblins.
I understand you want to get rid of the stone, and I am wanting you to get rid of it as well, as quickly as possible. The quicker the
Dalian,
better.
listen. Sometimes in life, you gotta do shit you don't like to do, okay? Now buck up, and let's go kill these goddamn goblins.
Go have fun.
Oak just kind of gives an exasperated sigh, and he's just like, okay. He turns to Bob, and he's like, where are they? Where are the goblins?
Ah, yes. Ah, just let my friends take you. They will take you where you need to go.
Oak hops back onto the bear.
I want to do a bear ride too. Can I hop on top of Oak?
Sure, you can. I can see you'd said you were going as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the owl that had grabbed you before grabs you again. Zoran, Dalian, are you going with or are you staying behind?
They can go.
I'll begrudgingly go with just to speed this along.
All right.
If nothing else, if this thing is as powerful or it seems to have a good grasp of things that are going on, if nothing else, Dalian can ask if it knows anything about this fucking rock.
Okay. So
And if it
while
knows how to unbind.
okay. So the other owl, or one of the other owls, grabs Father Dimspoon, and the young woman takes your hand, Zoran, and steps into a tree and is gently pulling you with. Do you allow her to take you with?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Okay. So you end up going into the tree. Okay. Uh, Oak and Rhea, your super speed bear takes off, and I can see and Father Dimspoon, in the clutches of these owls, take to the air. Again, the travel is short, seeming to be, uh, you know, less than minutes. And you arrive in what looks to be a clearing, and ahead of you, you can see looks to be some light as it is approaching dusk, and that light seems to be coming from some campfires. When you look, once it loads, off of that right there, and then should shift you over. Yep, there you go. Okay, so you guys are down here, and you can see up to the right of where you're at. You can see a campsite, and in that campsite, you guys can see that there are definitely some goblins around there, as well as what looks to be an orc, at least one.
Orc. Yay, green skins.
All right, there we go. And, oh, that sucks, Zoran. Man, you're always getting boned on job issues, aren't you?
Oh yeah,
All right. So,
it's my lot in life.
yeah, well, someone's got to be responsible for the store, right?
Yep.
All right, you guys. So, this is what you can see. So, right now, you have all been put in behind. You can kind of notice these. There are trees along here, along this line, and the bear, the owls, and the woman all bring you silently to this point and then take off themselves. As far as you can tell, you have not been noticed by those in this campsite.
Oak is not very happy at the moment, and he's kind of angry, so he's just gonna go towards the campsite. Not trying to disguise himself, he's just gonna go towards it.
Just gonna walk straight towards it?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, and yeah, let me fix you guys here too, because it's got your... You guys should be able to click on your tokens and move them around if you want. So you should be able to manipulate those. And let's just fix this real quick if it will. Of course it's being slow. There we go. Okay.
Plop.
Ike is casting arcane weapon as soon as he realizes that combat is imminent.
Alright.
I'll
So,
also activate my right on my staff.
alright, excellent. Okay. Oh, you already took care of that, Zoran. Very good. I was just trying to do that. Okay, so as soon as Oak gets up to there, at that point, I'm going to need all of you to roll initiative.
Aside from me, since I'm not there.
Aside from you, since you are not there.
Okay. I'm trying to find that on the D&D Beyond, but I can't, so I'll do this.
Can I have cast light on my hat when Oak started walking?
Yes, you absolutely can. You each. I'm basically saying like Zorn cast the right on their staff. I can see cast. You said arcane weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're basically all kind of getting an action to do something to prepare yourself ahead of time. But then after that, it is going to be the monsters. Which, once I get them here, boop. All right, and let's see. Do we've got everyone? Rhea, why are you on there twice?
I'm not on there at all.
Uh,
click
Yeah,
on your thing and then do initiative.
Yep.
Just roll
Click on your
20.
token and then
Yeah.
hit initiative.
Yeah, I tried that. It didn't work. So
Uh,
let's try
hmm.
this again.
Well,
Right click, not left click.
Yeah.
And then click your initiative button on the core stats screen of
Mhm.
There we
your
go.
character sheet.
There we
There
go.
we go.
So boom, boom, boom. But I've got 2 Reyes on here,
I'm actually not
and
using the
Rhea's
roll 20
actual one
sheet.
was 9. So
Yeah, just
I'm
get rid
not
of that.
using the roll 20 sheet. And I'm trying to do it all from the D&D Beyond sheet.
Okay. So let's see here.
So there are some bugs in the transition.
Yeah. All right. So we've got that there and descending order, and we'll go with that. All right. So we now have everybody
I
in
have so many
initiative order.
questions for the weird dragon thing.
We have everybody in initiative order now. Right, there we go. So, Zoran, you are up. And you guys are, you all had like one action you can do, which are before we're actually technically in turn order. So, Zoran, you did your blood right. I can see you did your arcane weapon. Rhea, you said you cast light on your shield. Oak, you walked up there to
Mhm.
that point. So that's where
well,
we're at.
I don't have a shield. It's my hat, my witch
Or your
hat.
hat. Sorry, your hat. You're right. So Zoran, you are up.
I'll move to there
Okay,
and then throw a dart at this dude here.
perfect. Go ahead and roll your attack. Nice. That is a definite hit. And with damage on that guy right there. Alright, so you run up and throw a dart and catch him right in the neck. And it's, he definitely feels that. He's kind of got some blood squirting out, and it's. Ah, ah.
Hmm.
I can see you are up next.
I'm going to move up a little bit,
Alright.
and as I'm walking, I'm going to grab my crossbow and crank a little stator generator. It's on the stock of it.
Alright.
It's going to give it a
Building up
nice
the
little
charge.
little electric charge. I'm going to attack this feller.
Which one? Alright, same one. Okay.
Yeah, this one right here.
Alright.
Not great.
And as you shoot, it ends up going a little bit wide as the dart sticks into its neck and it kind of keels over a little bit from the pain, drawing it just out of your line of fire as your bolt arches past it.
And when I see that, I'll be like, sorry, Tiny.
All right. Any bonus actions you want to do, or
No.
all right? Oak, you are up.
Okay. Um, Oak is gonna walk up to that point, and he's gonna attack the thing right there.
Okay. All right. So you're attacking that one right there.
Yes. Great axe.
All right. Go ahead and attack. All right. That will hit. And as you bring your axe around, you basically cleave that thing from its shoulder down at a diagonal across to its hip. And you get the kind of cartoonish top half, bottom half thing happening where it slides apart as your blade went right through it.
Okay. And then I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to go up here.
Okay. Go for it. So this one is gone.
And Oak doesn't have like his face is expressionless throughout this. He's not happy. all.
All right. So that is Oak's turn. Any bonus actions or anything you want to do? You're good.
I'm good.
All right. It is now the orcs' turn. These orcs see you guys and see Oak run right up towards them. And the first one is going to go ahead and swing its great axe at Oak, which I believe that misses. Yes, it does. So its attack misses. And the second orc comes up after Oak and swings its great axe, also missing, as Oak is just too nimble for it. It is now Rhea's turn.
Rhea is gonna walk right behind Soren. It's gonna say a little bit of a prayer to Alona, give them strength and whatnot. And then I'm gonna shoot a guiding bolt at the orc that's next to me.
Which one? They're both... Okay, that one. All right. So go ahead and roll your attack for Guiding Bolt. That will definitely hit. All right. Yeah. So that is a lot of damage. As your Guiding Bolt smacks into this orc, and after the light subsides and you're no longer blinded by this brilliant blast of energy, you can see that the orc is still standing, but you don't know how because it looks messed up. Somehow it's
And
still on its feet, and it looks like a stiff breeze could take it out at this point.
and the next attack roll made against this target before the end of my turn has advantage.
Advantage, exactly. All right. Very good. All right. So now the goblins are up. These three over here see all of you guys, and they start to shoot their short bows at two at Zoran and one at Rhea. All right, and the first attack hits Zoran. First short bow arrow hits Zoran, but the second one misses. First one sticks into your leg, right in your quad, for 4 damage. Oh, hold on.
The goblins are getting restless.
Yes, those are the house goblins. And the one who shoots at Rhea misses wide. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, the other two that are up here are going to shoot at Oak, being that he's right near them.
Yeah.
And the first one shoots and hits you right in your hip, kind of
Mm-hmm.
causing you to stagger, doing 8 points of damage. The second one shoots you for a critical hit,
Jeez.
but the damage was rolled really crappy, so you're lucky there. It only does 5 points of damage.
Okay.
So that's 2 hits. Total should be 13.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is... am I missing any? I think that's all of them. Yes, that is. So it is now Zoran's turn.
Alright, I am going to step up and whack this dude.
And that is a hit. And make sure to add your Crimson Right damage.
Yep. Working on it.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. And bam! Or is that just a description?
That's just the
Dang it.
description.
There we go.
There we go. All right, so the D4 plus so 4 plus 8. Oh yeah. So you come around and you just crush this thing's skull in. Okay,
Alright.
so that's that one. And I believe you still have a bonus action, do you not?
I do, but I do not want to use it for anything.
All right. In that case, it is Iconcy's turn.
And move up a bit.
All right.
A bit closer. I'm gonna target this guy. Same crossbow attack.
All right. Go for it. Oh, yeah. That's a critical hit. Very nice.
Additional crit damage didn't roll, right?
Yeah, no, it didn't. So roll. You can roll that separately and add it in.
Another 4.
All right, another 4. So 15 points of damage. And your shot, as it comes across and hits this one, actually takes it off its feet and knocks it all the way back into this rock where it pins it as the electricity just is sparking all over its body. And it is dead, dead, dead.
Works for me.
All right. Any bonus actions or anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
All right. So it is back up to you, Oak.
Oak, having gotten severely hurt in more ways than one today, is going to rage.
Ouch.
It's about time.
and he is going to attack this orc right there. That's not to his right.
Okay.
His great axe. And that's 14 because of the +2 to for his melee damage.
All right. Yep. You definitely did that, and it was the same one you said, yes? All right. So, yeah, that comes right through, and you just right through him. The axe basically digs right into his side, real deep, and he crumples. All right, and that was your action and bonus action. So the orc is up, the remaining orc, and it takes a swing with its great axe and misses again. Man, I cannot hit with them.
Alright, I hate to interrupt. I do gotta bounce.
Yep.
So,
I was
because
actually
I
just
gotta help
trying
her
to.
with her driving and everything.
Yeah, no problem. I was
Sorry,
just
guys.
I was just about to try to message you there, but all right.
It's all good. Plus, you're busy with the fight, so.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Bye.
See you next week. All right. So that was the orc's turn. It is now Rhea's turn.
Guiding bolt at the other one.
All right.
That's yeah. Bolt. Just press.
And as you shoot your guiding bolt towards the other one, it nimbly dodges out just out of the way. So, and that's your action. Do you have any bonus actions you wish to do?
My friend Orc is a little, or Oak is a little hurt, so I am gonna cast Healing Light
Oh.
on them. I'll expend 1d6.
All right.
That's 3.
Yay!
And that's my turn.
All right. So now it is back to the goblins. And the first one up here, we're going to go with this guy. Again, shooting the short bow at Oak. Come on, thing. There we go. And this guy is on fire tonight because he hits you again, Oak.
Oh, good.
Yep, for 7 damage. But the second guy misses you. So you're safe on that one. This one here just saw the this beast of a human with a stick just crush its buddy right in front of it. Saw a little gnome just shoot what looked like a lightning bolt on a crossbow bolt. It took one of its other buddies off its feet, and so it fires one shot from its short bow at Zoran, and that misses. And then it bugs out and it runs off. All right, it is now Zoran's turn. Oh, I think you're muted, Zoran. Can't hear you.
I said, which way did he bugger off to? I didn't see.
He went straight. I'll show you with this because it's the easiest way to do it. Went straight that way, pretty much. He basically he went. He was kind of like right here, and he went like this. So as soon as he was behind the rock, you lost sight of him.
All right.
But he went that direction.
I'll move up to there and whap this dude with my staff.
All right, go for it. All right, as you swing at him, he ducks just under the staff blow. You do have your bonus action if you want to do your secondary attack.
Yep, I will kick him.
All right.
Or not.
And he's just a nimble little bastard as he manages to scoot out of the way of your kick as well. It is now your turn, I can see.
Going to advance 25 feet or so.
All right.
Right over there. And I'm going to recharge my crossbow and attack the feller back here.
All right, then. So go for it. Unfortunately, that one misses him.
Yep.
Just a little bit too wide. Oak, you are up again.
Oak getting increasingly frustrated with all the arrows peppering him and sticking in him, and he's just not happy today. He shifts into his more wolf-like form.
All right.
Again, and I get 4 temporary hit points. Yay!
Yep. And that's just a bonus action, so you still have your action left.
Yep. And then he's gonna swing at the one orc remaining and try to kill it.
All right. Unfortunately, actually, wait, let me look. Oh, yeah. Actually, that does hit him.
Wow.
So that does hit him. You managed to do some damage to him, but he just kind of grits his teeth at you and raises his great axe in response.
And Oak just roars at him.
And it is his turn, so he uses that great axe. And he swings, and he hits you.
Okay, how much does he do?
he comes around as you hit him with your great axe. He grits his teeth and he swings his great axe and connects right into your side for 11 damage.
Okay, Oak is down.
Oak is down. Ugh.
Ouch.
That was the orc's turn. And it is now Rhea's turn.
So I'm going to use Healing Light on Oak.
Yay!
All right.
So
Good call.
I don't want Oak to die.
Mm,
I really don't want Oak to die.
nice. Max heal. Nice.
And then I'm gonna run behind I Can See
Okay.
and cast Eldritch Blast at the orc.
Okay, now Eldritch Blast, that's a cantrip, right? If I remember
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And is it a bonus action to cast?
No.
Was Healing Light a bonus?
Yes, Healing
Okay.
Light is
All right.
bonus.
Just wanted to make sure. All right. There we go. And that at the orc, that misses the orc. Just barely. It's your blast scoots right between Zoran and the orc, and they kind of step back from each other a little bit. All right. It is now the goblins. All right, so this one up here shoots its short bow at Zoran, and an arrow ends up sticking right into you, causing 7 points of damage. The other one shoots at you and misses. Actually, it would be at disadvantage. Oh, yeah. So it's going to miss anyway. Both of them miss. Both of that die rolls on that.
Oh,
Because he'd
okay.
be at disadvantage for being close range, and both of them missed the 20. So he missed you completely. And now, coming from the side where that one ran off, another comes in that looks a little bit beefier. And it comes down this way. And it throws a javelin at Rhea.
Oh no.
And Rhea, your AC.
It can certainly
16.
try.
It can certainly try. It actually did miss, though. He just barely missed you. So you're lucky there. And that is their turn. So Zoran, you are up.
Alright, I am going to swing my staff at the goblin.
And that misses just again. This one is just really, really quick.
I'll try to kick him again.
Okay, give him a kick. That'll do it. So that one definitely connects. He is not liking that. He's feeling it. So yeah, you can definitely see the pain on its face as you kick it right in the ribs, and it kind of doubles over with the pain. You can hear it in the background. That's what it sounds like.
Those house goblins, man.
That's it, house goblins, yes. So that was your turn. So I can see you are up.
I see that this orc is giving Oak a good amount of trouble. So I'm going to try to take him down.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
You shoot, and once again, just a little wide. Any bonus actions or anything left you'd like to do?
No, but I'm going to step in between Rhea and the other.
And the other going, okay. In that case, Oak, you are down, but you're up. You're on your butt, but you are awake with 6 hit points.
Okay. Can Oak surge upwards and try to bite the orc in front of him?
Absolutely. It takes half your movement to stand up.
That's fine.
But then you still have your action. So yeah, you can try to use your bite on him.
Dang it.
You as you get up and try to bite, he turns his great axe and almost kind of uses the flat of it like a shield, blocking you getting any closer to him. He seems to be pretty skilled, that one.
Oak just growls at him.
When it hit you last turn, did you take half damage because you're raging?
Oh, good point.
Oh.
So that was 11 points. That would have been reduced down to 6. Would you still been up?
Okay, hold on. Let me think for a minute.
You should have been, because you just got temporary hit points, and I just healed you as well.
Yeah. How many hit points did I have before?
I don't recall.
If you had more than 2 before you shifted, then you're good.
Okay. Hold on, let me do math.
Well, you had less than 11 and more than 2.
Yeah.
Plus, I think she gave you 3 hit points.
Yeah, the first time I think
And
that's
that
what it
heal.
was.
Yep. First time 3, and
Yeah, I
then
had
the second
7
time.
hit points, so
So you'd have been down to 1, and then she just healed you again for 6. So you'd be back up to 7.
yeah, okay.
And you'd still have your rage because you did not go down.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Sorry I didn't catch that. I can't remember it all the time, all your individual abilities. So
It's fine, I
please
figured.
keep track of when you're raging as best you can. And remember, you take half, unless I say otherwise. So, all right. So there you go. So now that orc seeing you, take several heavy blows, including arrows and stuff, he swings at you again and misses horribly.
Yes.
Absolutely horribly misses. And Laura Bailey apparently agrees, right? According to that. So,
She taking over Dalian?
I guess so. Dalian had to go, so we've hired Laura Bailey to jump in.
We can only be so lucky.
All right, so Rhea, you are up.
Alright, I'm going to Eldritch Blast the Orc.
All right, do it. Roll for it.
Can we get a,
Gonna certainly try.
please get a hit? I think everybody's missing this turn. Hey.
Oh, that'll hit. That will hit very nicely, and that definitely hurts him big time. He is still up. He's not looking happy one bit, as you basically blasted a big hole through the breastplate he was wearing, and just took off half of a portion of his chest too with it. So that was a pretty devastating shot.
And then I'm actually gonna come run up behind it.
Okay, there you go. All right, so now it is the goblin's turn. Okay. Come on, thing, work, please. There we go. So, at Rhea, you get 2 short bows getting launched in your direction because they just saw you almost take down their buddy in one shot there. That was
Yeah, well,
pretty
they
devastating.
could try to hit me.
Oh, and one definitely does. However, it's kind of a glancing blow, and you only take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
The other one misses you. The larger one down here, seeing I can see in front of him, goes ahead and throws another javelin his way. And this time hits, doing 6 points of damage to you, I can see.
Sure.
As a javelin pierces through and catches you, kind of tearing through your armor a little bit and your skin, or your clothes and your skin. And that is their turn. Zoran, you are up.
I'll do the same thing I did the last time.
All right. Hopefully not exactly the same. Hopefully you'll hit with the first one. And
Yes.
there you did. All right. And as you hit with that one, you don't even bother adding your blood right damage because that took that guy down.
Yay.
All right. So he
And
is
then,
out. You still have your bonus attack.
yep, I was gonna say I turn around and try to kick the orc in his jumblies.
All right. Go for it. And as hurt as he is, he manages to just bring that axe around again, almost using it kind of like a shield, and stopping your foot. And that is your turn. I can see you are up.
Going to take another shot at the orc. Gotta bring him down.
All right. And that will do it. Why don't you show me what you got?
I'm like all the other ones. I'm sitting there charging up my crossbow. Just take a clear, steady shot, and just flies right true, right underneath Oak's arm.
All right.
And little sneaky poke right in his chest.
All right. So you guys see it's like one of those slow-mo shots in a movie as your camera's going like with the projectile as it is going through. It looks like it's going to hit Oak as Oak moves and draws their Oak's arm back to try to get at the orc. It goes right underneath the arm and then going straight for the guy who's got his axe kind of in the way, and he's bringing it around to strike it at Oak as this bolt comes right past him and right into his chest. And there's almost like a mini explosion of electricity as it hits, and he goes down.
And then Nike is going to retreat.
All right. Seeing that happen to basically its commander, this goblin bugs the fuck out of there. And like the other one, he pretty much kind of goes around the rock, and as soon as he's kind of out of visual range, he's just taken off. This one up here is still around, and it is Oak's turn.
Oak is gonna walk up towards that goblin, and
All
he's
right.
gonna. Hold on, let me check something. Okay, for his bonus action, he's gonna revert to his normal appearance,
Okay.
and he's gonna try and pick up that goblin by the throat.
Okay. Give me an unarmed strike attack. All right, you definitely made contact with him. So now you need to roll either. You should roll like a strength athletics check, and I'm going to roll this poor thing's. Gotta be. Let's see what's gonna be good for it. Oh boy, that's gonna suck. All right, so. Oh yeah, you pick it up. You've got it. You've got it grappled right now. So basically, its movement is 0, and you've
Yeah.
got your hand around its throat.
Okay, and then Oak is gonna say to him, or it, whatever it is, "You go find your friends and leave this forest immediately. Otherwise, I will turn the rest of you into mincemeat. Got it?"
It attempts to nod, but there's this big hand around its throat, so all you really see is.
Blink twice if you understand.
And its eyes are just blinking. Blink, 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 blink.
Okay, and then he drops him.
And he takes off. He does not waste any time getting the hell out of there.
Does Oak know how many twice is?
Yes,
Okay.
you can
No
count.
idea.
You can count to like 6.
It's. I think. Isn't it?
Peculiarly
One,
numbered.
2, lots?
Yeah, exactly. You can count up to like 5.
All
If he's
right.
lucky, he can get to 7.
If he's lucky.
Wow.
All right, and they are all gone or dead now. So you have cleared them out. Uh, while you are here, everyone can roll perception checks if they wish.
Oof.
All right. Well, Oak definitely got it there, and so yeah, well, definitely. Yeah, Oak is the one who pretty much notices it, which actually makes sense because you're over near one of the tents, pretty close to it. You can see inside the tents. There looks to be some small sacks, maybe it could be a like a little chest or something over there. Uh, it just looks like some various things in there that may be of interest. You can decide whether you want to check them out or not.
Oak will get Iconce's attention, and he'll point them out to him. Just there's stuff in that tent over there. And then Oak is gonna walk to the nearest rock and start just bashing his head against it because he's just mad at himself.
All right.
I guess I will go and take a look in the tent.
Okay.
Oak has
As
told me to, and he is now currently smashing his head, so I'm not going to question Oak's motives.
don't question the headbangers.
Yeah.
Right. Headbanger ball.
Exactly. All right, so you go into the tent and you look around and you see in there are several small sacks. Um, looks to be a small chest, like almost like a little, like a mini lockbox, like a jewelry box size. So not big, but something like that. There's also a couple other uh, different size and shape bags or other kind of wooden containers and things. And as you're digging through them, uh, you find some various things that I will be sending out to you guys on the Discord channel. I'll send them to you, I can see, and then you can share with the rest of the party what
Right.
you found. But that will be it for tonight and for this week. Before we go and cut off, I do want to say for anyone who's out there watching, thank you for watching, and especially for my players, something to be aware of. Uh, this next session will be done from my hotel room in Texas on my laptop. So I'm hoping everything will work properly and it'll stream fine and we'll be able to play fine. But we're gonna find out because it'll actually end up being it'll be the next 3 sessions that I will be out there. So we'll see how that works. But other than that, everything hopefully should go fine, and we'll try that lovely laptop streaming experiment next week. So thanks again for watching, everyone who's out there, and we hope to see you again next time on our totally online gaming group campaign of The Blackest Heart. Thanks, everyone.